There it goes. It works. I like it when technology works. Doesn't everybody else? Hello, Carol. Murrah, how you doing? Larry, Frank, Mr. Rob, Lawrence. Michael. Oh, you're welcome, Michael. I'm glad to do this. I am. I love this. Hey, one sec. I need to flip a light on. There we go. I can see what I'm doing now. All right. Hey, welcome to tonight's webinar. For those that don't know, my name is John. If you don't like what we do, if you do like what we do, my name is Rick. Today is September 13th, 2022. Yeah, if you all right. It's been a crazy day. I got to tell you, it's been a crazy day, crazy afternoon here. So we're going to talk some profits. We're going to talk a few other things. Wow. Market's down big time, right? Rough day for some people. For those that's into social media, you know, we have a Facebook page, Twitter page, a LinkedIn page. We even do a little bit on stock twits every now and then. I posted last night, I believe it was, something like there's going to be a lot of people feel some pain today. And there is an awful lot of people that feel some pain today. When you think about it, whenever there's a winner, there's a loser. So it's nice to be a winner. It is. It's really, really nice. But you have to remember that somebody's not making money, so we have to be careful. And we want to help those. Sorry, my glasses are, I don't know what's wrong with them here. We want to help. We want to help everybody that's struggling or not making money. This is one of the cool things about the trading rooms, hit and run candlesticks or right way options, is that you can ask questions in there. We'll do what we can to answer them. We'll bend over backwards. And if we don't know the answer, we'll pretty much tell you. Kevin, hey, how's Colorado doing? I see you on Facebook every now and then. I love your campouts. I love those. So, very cool. Jealous. Very jealous. Oh, you're back in Houston now. Okay. All right. All right. So, something I would like to ask right from the get-go. We can talk about the market. We can talk about charts. Everywhere I turn the corner here, I'm going to talk about profits. But here's something I would like to start off with tonight. And anybody can ask this question. And I would encourage you to ask this question or answer this question. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm asking the question. You answer the question. What is one thing that you think could help you? And I mean, anything. And you know, I hear things, everything from entries, from targets, from thanks, Julie. Thank you. You know, what's one thing? Less emotion. Kevin says less emotion. We can do that. Rickster, crystal ball. Yeah, I'm not sure those work out too well. But seriously, if you know, as an example, if you got caught yesterday flat-footed and your account did not grow today, say so. I mean, you guys, you know, we sit here and there's a lot of things I can talk about. I mean, everybody knows I love to talk. Put a microphone in front of me here, and I just go nuts. You can't shut me up sometimes, and but sometimes I don't always do what you might want me to do. So really, if there's something to help you, don't be bashful. Please, please, please don't be bashful. Jump right out there, and we'll try to work on it here. So I'm going to start with Kevin here. Less emotion. Now, keep in mind, we only have an hour, maybe a little more. It always runs over. And I could talk about emotions for 4 hours probably. And in the end, it's gonna really boil down to the very same thing, or something very, very simple. And that is focus on the chart. Focus on the chart. That you want to take emotion out of it, focus on the chart. Have those rules. Doug at Right Way Options. When it comes to following rules, he's the poster child for following rules, and absolutely fantastic. And he's a successful trader. I follow rules. I bend the rules sometimes. I got to admit that, but I make money. It works. But bottom line, you want to take the emotion out of trading. Just follow the charts. Another thing that might help take the emotion out, and this goes to a few people that I've talked to already today. Two I've talked to, and then one email, is they got caught yesterday. They got caught yesterday in not paying attention. And they basically, the word on the street, the hype, the headlines was that the CPI number was going to come in okay and the market was actually going to rally. I mean, that's what this was, right? This was the market telling you what was going on. And you want to take emotion out of the trade, off the table when there's news events of this magnitude. Why not go to cash? Why not lessen your positions? Because what this is really, one person I talked to, it was plain as day, just absolutely plain as day. It was pure greed. It was dripping greed. And today they got punished for that hard, very, very hard. Want to take emotion out? Follow the chart and just use some common sense. Stay away from the hype and the nonsense that goes on, in the social media, in the news, the TV shows, all that stuff. It just trade the chart and use common sense. So I could go on about this, but there's so many other things here because I want to cover everything if I can. I really can't help you with a crystal ball or a magic 8-ball. Scotty, I would love to have one of those. Every time somebody mentions that, I say, I need to order me a couple of them and cut them, break them in half and put in trading comments and put it back together and hope it works. I think that would be a cool thing to have. Anyway, Carol, patience and less emotion. Okay, we talked about less emotion. Patience. Yesterday, it was yesterday, the LTA, Live Trading Alerts webinar. The topic of my webinar was wait for it. Okay, wait for it. I've got just an alert here, and I've got high profile stocks on it. And this is something I just started a couple days ago. It was Sunday over the weekend. I built it, and it's not like I built anything here. You'll see what I mean. But I'm adding high profile stocks in there. Right now, this is all I have in there, whoopee, the biggies. So it's just high profile stocks. And so let's talk about that. Let's wait for it. So say we want to trade Google, okay? We want to trade Google. Well, the first thing we have to ask ourselves, my 6 basic principles of trading. Let me make sure I don't want to miss anything here. One sec. There it is right here. I have a little note here on my desktop. This, I had somebody, a while back, I guess, ask me, do I really make notes and put things on my desktop? Every morning I have this paper. You can't see it, you can hear it, that I print out every single morning. And on this paper is things that I have to remind myself of every single day. Every single day I've got to remind myself of this. And then I always handwrite little comments in here. Today I wrote, CPI numbers are out. Now let's simply follow price and trend. So the hype is out. The hype is gone. Now let's just get back to trading and follow the trend. Have patience. Have patience. Okay? Don't let the market pull you in. Control what you do. All right? I'm going to read that again. Have patience. Don't let the market pull you in. Control what you do. This is what I wrote to myself this morning. And here's what I mean by that. Get this out of the way. What I mean by that, and let's move this right here. Okay? So say we want to trade Google, and it doesn't matter. This is any stock, okay? This just happens to be a list I'm making, high-profile stocks. It can be any stock. It doesn't matter. Number one, you always want to trade in the direction of the overall market. Your market can be whatever you want it to be. Mine is the SPY, okay? Mine's a SPY. It can be the Qs if you want. It can be the diamonds if you want. It could be VT, Vanguard Total World Stock Market if you want. Whatever direction the market is, that's the direction you want to trade. So, Carol, this goes to patience and less emotion, all right? Now let's go back to Google here. So, if you were a Google trader, or this could be any chart, but we're going to be looking at Google here. So, I want to be long Google. All right, no problem. The second principle here is trade in the direction of, well, these are switched. Second is trade in the direction of the stock being considered. So what direction do I want to trade here? Down. So I can't be long this, can I? Now, so let's see. I'm going to make sure patience and less emotion. So patience. Now we wait. We wait for this. If you want to be long, you have to wait. And what are the rules? And I can only go by the chart we have in front of us. So we're just going to assume that everything works from here bullishly, okay? So the only way I can be bullish on this is if the chart does this. And we're just going to go 2 days and we're up, okay? So I'm going to give this up because I can't be long. Because one, the market is not trending correctly. And number two, we want this chart to be trending correctly. Trending correctly would mean this way. We don't want to catch us. It's about those rules. So you just wait patiently until this moves up, and then, one of the rules I have is a simple pullback, and then I can look for a buy there. So it's all about those rules. But here's what happens. You have, say, in this case right here, there we go, 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5. There's 5 stocks on here. I have to be honest with you. Nobody here is going to have the patience to wait. I say nobody. Very few people. Very, very few people. So you have to make your list longer. Otherwise, you get in a hurry. If you're not looking at enough stocks, and you got to be careful because you could have too many. So there's a happy medium somewhere. You have to wait till it moves up. All right, say you want to short this, okay? Now, I don't particularly think this is the best place to short. I really don't. I do think it is still a short, yes, but I don't think it's the best place. So what would be the best place? Well, let's see. Let's do this. I'm going to straighten some of this out. I'm going to come over here and move that right there. And I'm going to move that right there. We're going to get rid of this one. And then what I'm going to do is put this one. I'm going to lay it, I'm just sort of, this is sort of a guesstimate here, right there. Now, my guesstimate for this top line was the Trendicator. Okay, I'm just using the Trendicator. I don't care about price action here. I care about the Trendicator. And you'll see why in a second. And this one here is pretty much just the T-line. I'm just trying to get a little bit of that T-line, a little bit right there, a little bit right there. By the way, that's the 8 exponential moving average for anyone that doesn't know. So where's this a short? I'm going to look for a trap type setup. Okay, so what I would like, now, what I want is you could words. I try to be very careful of the kind of words I say to myself. I don't want to force myself into a trade, so I try to say words that are sentences or phrases that helps me be patient, because this is where I want to short it. Now, if we move down a little bit lower, this whole line setup is probably going to drop down a little bit too. But that's where I want to short. So we want to wait for it. We want to wait for it. Now, what if it doesn't get up there? What if it does this right here and then does that? Is that a problem? No. That's just my perfect world. That's all. That's my perfect world. I'll be happy to do that. It's all about waiting and having the watch list, or maybe you follow 10,000 stocks. I don't know. But somewhere you've got to drill those down to where you find this type of setup, and that's what I want for a short. So I hope that helps. Okay, I really do. There's another thing too that I would really feel bad if I don't mention this tonight. Not every day has to be traded. For some people, this is not your type of trade, your type of market, and you just have to wait. So I ask me another question, Carol. If we need it, just you want to wait for those setups. You have to know what those setups are, and you have to be true to them. You truly have to be true to them. You can't let headlines. You can't let CNBC. You can't let anybody trick you into a trade. Social media. Social media can be bad about this. You start getting these Facebook pages or these Twitter pages or Twitter tweets or something like that, and they start talking about these hot stocks, these stocks that are just ripping, and they very well might be. They very well might be just doing this. So let's go here, okay? So the big talk is about this, and then it moves up a little bit more, and now at this point you're watching it, okay? Oh man, it moves up a little bit more. Jeepers creepers, it moves up a little bit more. Finally, you can't stand it, and what do? You buy it. See, that's maybe some, I'm not saying you do this, but this is part of patience. You have to wait for it. There's no question this might be the perfect trade down the road. But what we want to do now is wait for it to calm down. Wait for it. Wait for that setup. Wait for that setup. Now, I'm showing you my setup. You may have something different. This is just, what I would wait for. Or maybe move sideways, something like that. A flag pop out of the box, that kind of a thing. Even a a J hook maybe. That's what I would look for. So sometimes having that list is very, very helpful because it keeps you from looking all over the market, looking for that trade that you have to have. Okay. All right. Thanks, Carol. I hope that helped a little bit. Rickster, recognize candlesticks better, and patience is always great. You know, candlestick signals, that's an easy thing to do. You know, take the rest of the week off, Rickster. I'm serious. Tomorrow morning, close all your positions out, take the rest of the week off. And then what you do the entire day, is you take, let's go pick on Apple now. Let's get another one up here. The entire day, let's do this right here. See if I can do this right. Yep, I can. All right, just do that right there. Now this is TC2000 I use. I don't know if you have that, but whatever program, if you can do this right here. Now you come up here and you see that. Let's do this. See that right here. So I'm gonna write. Oh, Rick, Morningstar. Morningstar. Right, Morningstar. Star right there. Do this. Right, Morningstar. And also write bullish engulf. Okay? So write bullish engulf in there. Because that's what you have right there. You have a bullish engulf. You might come over here and write evening star. So you just do what you know. Just simply do what you know. Don't worry about what you don't know. Do what you know. And then here's what you do. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Doggone it. There we go. And then move forward. When you see another candlestick signal or a grouping of signals that make up like a Morningstar signal, for instance, takes 3 candles. So when you do that, move forward and type it in there. When you see something, type it in there. All right. Where's it at? Here it is. And you do that, and you just keep doing that. And just do what you know. Don't worry about what you don't know, because here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Now what you do is you step into the hit and run candlesticks room or the right way options room. I've not talked to Doug about this, but I'll bet you $100 he would do this with you. So what you do is you take this and you clip that chart and you share it in the room and you ask everybody to grade it for you. I'm serious. That's what we do. We want to help everybody. Everybody in the trading room wants to help everybody. So let everybody grade it for you. You know, somebody might say, well, here you missed one or this or that. I mean, we could spend a day just doing that. You do that. Take tomorrow off. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, you close everything out, you're done. You can't do this and trade 2. Now what you do is you get this done. You do 3 or 4 of them. Do a dozen of them if you want. And then I know I will do it, and I'll bet you $100 Doug will do it. You clip this off, you share it in the chart in the room. We'll put it up there and we'll grade it. You'd be amazed what you would learn, and you'll be amazed what everybody else learns. I'm always amazed when I do this. And yes, I do this. I do this for myself. You know, I just want to see those patterns. I want to see what's there. And then what'll happen is maybe you miss one and you didn't realize what kind of pattern it was or something. Trust me, somebody in the room will catch it. That you can count on. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Absolutely wonderful. Because then we'll all get better at looking at those candlesticks, okay? Great one there. Thank you. That was great. Position sizing, Frank. You know, position sizing, I see so much on position sizing. I got to tell you, there's going to be a lot of people disagree with me here. But what in the world do we have to worry about positioning sizing for? I'm serious as a heart attack, all right? Serious. When I first started trading, and very first, and I do mean very first, where's my pen here? $10,000. That's what I started with. And you know what I was told to do? And I didn't know any better, and I did it because I was told to do it, is I divided that by 7, and that's all I could do. Why 7, I said. And they said, because that's an odd number. Because traders, you will win more than you lose. So if you win 4 trades and lose 3 trades, if your stops are correct, if you're paying attention to that, if you're profiting into strength like you should be, then it's going to work out. Position sizing. If you see a chart and everybody in the world is touting it, don't double up. Put the same amount of money. So I don't know. What is this divided by 7? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Divide that by 7. There you go. $1,428. At the time, all I could do was buy stock. That's exactly what I did when I first started, right there. And I'm really, really serious about this. I think sometimes people get so wound up about the things that just doesn't matter that much. That is not what matters. You have to think about you have to consider where you lie as far as risk goes. You have to think about that. I mean, if you have only $10,000, well, don't put $10,000 in one position. I mean, if that's what you need me to say, I'll say that. Don't put 10,000 in one position. Divide it down. I don't know. I can't see the chat below because I'm still looking at the questions where I'm at. So if somebody answers, then okay. I had somebody PM me the other day and asked me how much money I put in a trade, and they were flabbergasted. They were absolutely flabbergasted. I average anywhere from $900 to $2,000, and $2,000 is high. That's all I put into a trade. And they couldn't believe that. They thought, wow, I thought you put $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in a trade. Lord, no. Because my risk tolerance isn't that high. I would freak out. I mean, if I put 10 grand into a chart and it was down just 5%, oh my gosh, my panties would be in such a wad it wouldn't even be funny. Somebody paid me a really great compliment today. Somebody said, Rick, they said one of the best things that I forget his exact wording, was that I'm always calm. I'm always calm because I never risk a lot of money. Never ever do I risk a lot of money. Not ever. So, there's so many formulas out there for position sizing, and why? What? I don't understand it. I don't understand why that is such a big deal. It's really simple. First of all, I have no idea how much money you have. I don't know what we're trading here. I mean, that takes a lot. So for me to say, okay, this is what you do, this much money and position, that is something you've got to work out with yourself and your soul and your spouse or partner or whatever, because it's all about risk in here. And like I say, I know some people in here are smashing their head against their desk right now. I know that. But when it comes to trading, it seems like there's all this stuff about the fringe that we worry about, and not what really the meat and potatoes. And the meat and potatoes is right here. This is the meat and potatoes, is where it is. So I hope that helped. I can't give you some hard, fast answer. I told you what I did when I first started. I told you what I do now. I have a bit more than $10,000, and I only put 900, maybe 2,000 sometimes, maybe. So a lot of what I do will depend on what the market is doing. For instance, the market right now, there we go. Honestly, I don't want to put any money in the market right now. None. Zero. Now, I'm in a couple of positions, but I really scaled down because I didn't want that risk, because I don't want large positions out there, or what I consider large anyway. I hope that helps a little bit, Frank. I hope that helps a little bit. Another thing, too. If you're making money, if you're an ace trader, you can up your amount a little bit. If you're not an ace trader, then keep your amount, your position sizing extremely low, until you're an ace trader. And I don't know that. I don't know. So let's see, Kevin, down on stock positions, added SPXL options at the close. SPXL. So you're betting. You're betting we're going up. That's what we're doing here, and we might. We absolutely might. I can't predict that. I don't know. One thing that no one can ever accuse me of, not ever, is picking the bottom. I'm always late to the party. Always late to the party. For instance, I'm going to come back here, because back here will tell you exactly what I'm going to do over here. Right here, this is where I want to come to the party, right here. Okay? That's where I want to come to the party. And hey, Kevin, that may work out. I know a lot of people that took some longs today, betting. In fact, I wrote it on the SPY, I think. I'm betting that we're up tomorrow. We'll go look at it. I'm betting only a friendly bet. I didn't put any money where my mouth is. No way. This is not my market. Not at all. It's not a place to go long for me. This is what I want. So what am I going to do over here? I'm going to wait patiently. Carol, patience. So we want to wait patiently. I want to wait for my setup, because what's my setup? Here, I'm going to show you exactly what my setup is. And this is, there might be this outside oddball entry setup, okay? There might be. But 99% of the time, here's what I'm going to do. We're gonna wait, right? We're gonna do it over here. I want to see price go up. I want to see price come down, or rest. Go sideways. Okay. I want to see it lower than that, whatever this high is. I want to see it lower, and then what I want to see is buyers. I want to see buyers in there. Okay. Here's my entry. Let's make this black. There we go. I want to buy a 3/8 trap. That's going to be an entry right there, a 3/8 trap. I will consider, not consider, I mean, I love it as much or more than I love the 3/8 trap. That's pretty close, isn't it? And that's simply below the highest high in the past 5 days. Simple as that. Many times that is a 3/8 trap. Many times it's not. So we could have, let's make this red. We could be out of the 3/8 trap, just button our head up against there, and that's where I like to buy. I also like to buy on that breakout right there. So when it really comes down to it, let's, there we go. What I'm looking for is a buy in this area. So like that. Okay. Carol, patience. I'm going to patiently wait. I love this chart, by the way. I mean, I think this is a great trading chart. SPY, any of the SPY tools that you could trade with. So rather than guess, because I don't have the foggiest clue. I truly do not have the foggiest clue. I don't see any indicator that says we're going to move up. I don't see any indicator whatsoever to say that. Sorry, Kevin, I don't. Although we'll look at the SPY, I'll show you a line there that we in the room today, we kind of took a friendly bet where we're going to close above or below that line. So anyway, I'm going to wait patiently. So I'm going to take the stock. If I want to become a SPXL trader, then I'm going to put this on this watch list, and maybe not this one, but another one. That would be one of those stocks that I am going to focus on. I'm going to watch, and I'm going to trade it when it has the setups. So when it has a bullish setup, I'm looking at it. When it has a bearish setup, I'm looking at it. So I can just follow that stock among the other 10 or 15 or 20 or 100 other stocks. So thanks for sharing. But that's what I would wait for. Here's a SPY. I think it's still up there. Oh, yeah. Here's what we did. We took a bet, a friendly bet in the trading room. Are we going to close above or below? I had everybody just on their charts write what said, and I wrote above. So above 993, 993.70 here. That's a far cry from a buy signal, but that's just sort of our friendly bet in the room. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Ron, self-confidence. Ron, self-confidence comes from winning trades. All right? That's where self-confidence comes from. If you follow these 5, 6 steps and switch 1 and 2. Number 1 should be trade in the direction of the market. Do not waver from that. Do not waver from that. Because what will happen, your win rate will drop. When that drops, you will lose confidence. Number 1, which should be number 2, trade in the direction of the stock being considered. So this here, there's no way I'm going to trade that long. At the close of today, no. There is absolutely zero signal that this chart is going to move up. The only possible signal, which it's not a signal, the only possible reasoning for this is closing up is we're a little too oversold, a little too fast. And you get this dead cat bounce. There's nothing technical about this to move up. Zero. Nothing. So it's strictly a bet. It is nothing more than go to Vegas and roll the dice. That's what this trade is, because there's nothing technical here to say it's long. Now, I'm not saying it can't gap up tomorrow. It could gap up and run to $500 tomorrow. It's not going to do that, but it could. But I only want to trade the rules on the chart. And when you do that, Ron, and you stick with those rules, plan your trade with target and protective stop, and we'll set up one trade here, and then wait for that entry pattern. I showed you the entry pattern that I look for. Not at all that entry pattern is the pattern you should use. Not at all. There's several out there, hundreds maybe. There's all sorts of stuff somebody could make up. That's just what I do, and it works. And when I follow these rules right here, when I adhere to these rules strictly, my win rate is through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. It's unfair sometimes. And I'm not kidding you about this. But I don't trade every single day either. Ask anybody in the room. Some days, well, let's take a long lunch. I'm going to go mow the lawn. Something like that. Follow these rules right here. And this is just basic principles to trading. You do that, your win rate will go up, your self-confidence will go up. And self-confidence is a killer of a trader, for a trader. Losing your self-confidence is a killer, because what'll happen is you'll start counting. Well, here's the first thing a trader does when you lose confidence. You move away from, I'm going to say, a longer term chart, a daily, right? But what'll happen is you'll move to an hourly, and then you'll move to a 15-minute. And then before you know it, because you're not making money there, you'll move to a faster chart, a 5-minute chart, because you can't seem to make money. So for some reason, well, I know what the reason is, and I'll tell you. You think you have to move to a faster chart because this is what happens. This is what happens. So let's go to Apple, because we're going to talk about Apple in a second here. No, let's not talk about Apple. What's one I can talk about? Let's talk about wheat. What is wheat doing? Yeah, let's talk about wheat. All right? Boom, let's get rid of that. Let's talk about wheat. So here's what happens. You buy wheat, and let's make a target here first. Boom, let's put a target right there first. Okay? I'm just using this candle, by the way. So you buy wheat. You buy wheat tomorrow morning. And let's say wheat is right here tomorrow morning. And I'm going to draw another candle, but it's still tomorrow. Okay, still tomorrow. So what happens is wheat comes up here. You're up a couple percent. And by the end of the day, I'm going to draw another candle, which is still tomorrow. It does this. And it never gets to your target. And now you're losing money. I want to make sure you're losing money. There you go. You're losing money. So you know what you tell yourself? All right, I've got to be faster. So what do? You go to a faster timeline. And you know what that does? That just makes you lose money faster. That's all that does. So you see, you're right. You lose confidence. If you don't have confidence in a trade, you start figuring out ways based on what you see in the chart. And now you're not seeing the big picture. You're narrowing in on what you think is your problem. And that's not really your problem. It really isn't. What your problem is maybe what Carol mentioned earlier. Patience. Patience. I don't care what wheat does. I don't care that, wheat is going to be in demand maybe. Somebody might think it is. It might be. Maybe it is now. I'm just trading the chart. But the one thing you have to remember is the market is pointing down. You want to build confidence? Only trade with the market. So while the market is pointing down, wheat, you can't trade wheat. Sorry, can't trade wheat. Follow this right here. Confidence. Put everything in your favor. Your win rate goes up. Your confidence goes up. Here's one last thing on that. So here's what people do. They go from a daily to an hour to a 15-minute to a 5-minute, and then, oh my God, to a 1-minute. Really? You know what else they do? They start turning on CNBC. Let them do the stock picking. You start looking at all those emails that you put in your junk folder from all the gurus out there that send you emails. This is the next hot stock. Now you start letting them trade for you because you're just going to pick their stocks. Follow this right here. Simple principles to trading. Now there's more to it than this. Okay, this is not all that you have to follow. I mean, you've got to know what an entry is. You've got to know what candlestick signals are, price action. There's more there. But these basic principles, you stick with those. You stick with those. Your win rate will go up. Whew, thank you very much. Sarah, your candlestick book is very helpful, useful thing. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah. The other day, I was digging through some old stuff, and we used to have, it was actually a hard book we mailed out. The truth is, we can't do that. I mean, the cost is, it's outrageous. And And, you know, I would have to end up charging everybody for it. Some people here might have it. It's called a Candlestick Flip Book. I was looking through some old stuff the other day, and I ran across that. And I thought, you know, I should put that in an email and just send it to people. So thanks for mentioning that. That's on my little notepad to do that. Some people here might have the original flip book. It was an actual spiral. I thought it was pretty nice, and I thought, you know, why is it just sitting here? So I've got a note, you know, get this prepared and just send it out. So thanks, Sarah, appreciate it. Oh boy, yeah, we changed the game there. SPSX. I like that. Nice chart, Kevin. So, Kevin, I could deal with this a little bit better. There you go. So instead of that SPXL, Kevin, actually what he meant to write was SPXX here. So let's look at this. Let's set this trade up, okay? So let me bring this back over. Number 3, plan your trade with targets and protective stops. Profits, profits, profits. Let's talk about that, okay? Has anyone, again, I can't see what anybody types because I'm going down one question at a time, all right? So has anybody ever, I mean, I know you guys have, okay? So that's a dumb way to put the question. What will $100 a day average do for you? What would it? What would $200 do for you? What would $300 do for you? What would $400 a day average? Not every day, because it's not going to happen. Not in your lifetime, not my lifetime. You're never going to be that good of a trader. Sorry to say that. No one is that good of a trader to make $300, $500, or whatever your number is every single day. It's just not going to happen. It's just wrong. It's not going to happen. So it's an average is what we look for, okay? So just think about what that little bit of money might do for you. And also, that is totally directed to how much money you have invested, you have trading. It's totally directed. I mean, if you put, if you buy $200 worth of stock and you think you're going to make $100 an average day, excuse me, it's not going to work out. It's really not going to work out. So, I had somebody ask me one time, I've got $5,000, can I trade for a living? No, you can't. No. No. We'll just skip talking about that one. No, you can't. All right, let's set this trade up and let's think about some profits here. Let's talk about that. So the first thing that stands out to me, which I don't, right away, I don't do this like I'm going to do it now because I can just see it. But right away, I see this. That's the pattern I look for, right? Low to a high, and then I want to see a buying signal, right? Okay. Isn't that what it's doing? Now, isn't that what it's done past back here? Right there. So, Carol, let's talk patience, okay? We don't want to be buying here, and we might not even want to be buying here. We have to learn to give something up. Patience. Learn to give something up. Because when you start trading in a trend, your win rate will go up. Your win rate. If the market is pushing in your direction, whether it's bullish or bearish, so bearish, we're going to wait for the bear setup. So where's the bear setup here? Right there. Somebody could do that. I doubt seriously somebody would buy that bullish engulf on a short. I seriously doubt it. I could see this right here, though. I could see this either bought here or here. So we want to wait for the trend. We want to give this up. want to give this up. And I want to give this up. Now, there might be cases where I buy this above the 50 period moving average. Up until this year, I've never been a fan of the 50 period moving average. It's never tripped my trigger. It's never excited me. It's never ever done anything for me. The only reason the 50 period moving average is doing something for me right now is because that's where everything is. Everything, almost everything, right, is near the 50. Everything. So the 50 is truly a magical moving average. It really is. Because all the big boys use it. So I've heard. I don't know this for fact, but I'm going to go with it. It works. The 50. So why would I want to trade down here? To make some money? You can. But if we're looking for a higher win rate, if we're looking for more success, the way to do that is eliminate risk. Because if you work to eliminate risk at the same time you work to make success, you don't have to make nearly as much success. You don't have to have nearly as much winners if you can eliminate the losers. And if you gave this up and waited till this, like this is a good chart right now, and we're going to work on this a little bit. But if you waited to this, you're giving up some risk, even though you look back, well, I would have made money there. Yeah, for every one of these you would have made money. I'll show you 39 of them that you wouldn't have made money on. So you're under risk here. The 50 period moving average is a psychological level. Under the 50, psychologically, is bearish. This is fact. Over the 50 period moving average, psychologically, it's bullish. Go with what hedges your bet. So, I like this trade. Let's give it up right here. Let's do this, okay? So let's set this trade up. So we want to make money. Let's go look at where targets are. So I'm going to put one target right here. I'm just going where I see as many touches as possible. You can go up here and put it at that high if you want. Targets are just it's a visual for me to see that there's money that could be made, okay? It's not that it's an absolute bullseye target. That's not it. Not for me anyway. Next target, I'm going to come up here and do something like that. And if you want, we can put 3 of them up and we'll just fill that gap. We'll go to that low right there. All right. If it makes you feel better, here, let's put one. Yeah, you know what? We better put one right here. Yeah. And I'm saying that because I just put it there. And then when I looked across, I saw a touch. That's close enough for a touch. I like that. Yeah, we better put one there. Okay. So now let's do this. Oh, let's put a stop in. Where's my stop? I already told you how I feel about the 50 period moving average. Don't need to talk about that anymore. If this thing gets below 2170, I do not want to be long. Rule. Make that a rule. Ron, you want to build self-confidence? Make that a rule right there. Because if you have a loss and your loss is right here, you're okay. If your loss is down here because you put your stop at the pivot low, your confidence will never ever grow. Not ever at those kind of losses. So let's do this. Here's our low. That's our stop. And let's go up here. Can I make some money? 32%? Yeah. And honestly, I'm not going to use that because I know I'm not going to wait for that. I could see maybe here, but I'm going to come down here. Let's be realistic about this. Now, if you want to use that one, you can. So let's set this up. So I see approximately 18.7% from this low. The chances of it buying right here at this low are slim. Okay, slim. The chances of me buying it on an inside day is great. So let's do this. There you go. Rule. Don't buy it if it's not down here. If you miss it, so what? You have a watch list with 10 other stocks that you could look at. If you miss this and the stock does this, say you miss this buy in here, and we do this, boom, boom, not that, this, there, not that, this. Okay, why is that not working? Try this again. There we go. If you miss this, you don't buy it, and it does this, and it does this, that's all right. Don't let that be a confidence killer. Are you kidding? That's the chart you want to put on your watch list. That right there is the most important chart ever. When it does this, you want this chart. And what do you want? You want to wait for that pullback. You want to wait for that setup. There's our move up. Just patiently wait for the setup. You'll get it. And if you miss this, and if it moves up again, don't let this be a confidence killer. Make this these aren't confidence killers. These are confidence winners, because you just picked a chart that went higher. Doesn't matter if you were in it or not. You picked the chart that went higher. That is a confidence builder. Now you just need to work on pulling the trigger. Ron, okay? See what I'm doing there? Slowly building myself to where I make a trade. Just like that. That right there is the chart you want on your watch list. Nice chart, by the way. But I'm not going to buy it unless it's in here. What else we have here? Thanks, everybody. May, remember I said there's an head and shoulders top in the SPX. Oh, I see what you're looking at. I'm guessing this. Hey, by the way, when anybody posts something like that, remember, or however they word it, there's a head and shoulders top in the SPX. I would challenge you to go find what they're talking about. That will help you build chart reading skills. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is what we're talking about here. Yeah, pretty sure that we could do that if you want. Pretty sure that's what May's speaking of there. And yep, there's a head and shoulders right there. So if we're going to do that, because I'm just that guy, okay, I'm just that guy, remember that we're still in a trend here, okay? So be fair to both sides. Be fair to both sides. If you want to be a chart trader, you have to do this. You can't just, you can't just, well, here we can do this if you want. There we go. We can't just look at one side. We have to look at the other side of the coin. And the other side of the coin is we still have a trend right here. In fact, we have a tag, and a tag, and pretty much a tag yesterday. All right. I'm not saying that this is going to hold it up. I'm not saying that that's going to work. Not saying that at all. I am saying the market is garbage right now, and a fool will soon be parted of his money. There will be pain in the streets for tomorrow for a lot of people. Thanks, May. Appreciate it. You want it to go higher so you can short it. That's what I hear from everybody. Oh, I want the market to go higher so I can short it. Yeah. Let's see. Trading rule number 6 is difficult some days. What is that? Have a nice day? Oh, no. No. That's the easiest one. Pet your dog. I don't know. Drink a beer in the morning, whatever it takes. But you've got to start your day off in a good mood in trading. Carol, thank you. Thank you for Carol for getting out there and posting something. Rickster, I actually doing that since the webinar started, but I like typing, so no thanks. Okay. Kevin put his chart out there. I can see your chart. Yeah, I can't bring that down. But if anybody clicks on our chart, you can see Kevin's chart. Sort of, it's in that wedge. Are we going to move up or down? I'll tell you tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see. Calvin, Ed at LT has an Excel spreadsheet for risk management. He does, yes. Larry, do you have more than one entry signal or just one? Larry, let's do this. So, my entry signal is when I see buyers. It could be a bullish engulf, maybe. It's not any one particular, it's a pattern. So I want to see this up, back, and up is what I want to see. Okay. Low, up, back. That candle right there, this candle right here, could be bought. This candle right here could be bought. Where on this candle? Now, here's where I got to tell you, this was one of the hardest things for me to learn years ago. Once I got over this, it was like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. I mean, absolutely the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. So let's get rid of all this. And you know what? This is just a good chart to look at right here. Okay. So on this candle, where do I buy this candle? Do you know that I don't care whether I buy it at the very low or I buy it at the very hot top? I really don't care. I honestly do not care. I'm not looking for some, there's no trigger here for me that says, here, let's go back to the SPY. I'm more comfortable with the SPY. There's no trigger here at 395.62. There's nothing magic for me at 395.62. There's nothing magic for me at 398.52. Nothing magic at all. I'm looking for the chart to go higher. That's where the money is at for me. This is where the money's at, right there. Right there. And I would be out at the dotted deuce, that moving average right there. I'd be out in a heartbeat. So there is the move. Whether like I say, it doesn't matter where I buy it on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, let me see if I can find one. Oh, this is perfect. And this is going to be definitely on my hot list tomorrow, okay? So let's do this. Make this, see Twitter here. So let's look at Twitter. So this is my candlestick scan is what this is. So we'll just use this as an example. I would have bought Twitter today, hands down, no questions asked. None whatsoever. Except we had the CPI numbers this morning and the market is in shambles. So I couldn't buy it. But if the market was not in shambles the way it is, I would have bought this in a heartbeat. Where would I have bought it? It really doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because what I'm looking for is this chart pattern to go higher. It's not about the entry for me. It's about that chart pattern. It's about buying in the 3/8 trap maybe. Let's change this to high. There we go. That's my entry. Anywhere between that line and this line, that big bright line that hurts your eyes, and this black line right there. That's the T line, and that's the 3 EMA. That is my entry area. It doesn't really matter on the price. So let's set this chart up. Let's just see, and it'll be on the watch list tomorrow. So what are we going to do? We're going to put a target up here. We're going to put this down here so I can see. I'm going to put the target right there. I'm going to use this candle. I get all those others. I'm good with that. Let's put one more target in there. There we go, right there. Let me point this out on this one. See that low? See that low? That's close enough. Here's what really caught my eye. See that body closed right there? See that candle? See that candle? Right there. I think we're in a good spot right here. If it goes a penny or two higher, or a penny too less, or nickel higher, nickel less, what difference does that make? Things like that don't matter to me. So I'm going to look at this, and we can take it from the 50, but honestly, I'm going to use the T line here. If it doesn't stay above the T line, I don't want it. Not from the get-go. It's going to have to go. Otherwise, I'm going to get. So there we have from this low, which put my stop in right there. From this low, there's almost 15% to that top. So now let's put our buy box in right there. That's good. Buy box, all the buy box does is it wraps around the current candle. Sometimes I'll take into account the previous candle, things like that. But more than anything, it wraps around the previous candle or the current candle, today's candle. So let's color this red, just like that. There's my trade plan. Number 3, plan your trade with target areas and protective stops. So if we bought this right in here and we made it just up to this area here, that's 6.5%. Now I know people that scoff at that. It's strange because those are the people that actually lose money in the stock market. Everybody wants these big old winners. Good luck with that. And there's big winners to be had out there. There really is. But I find it just insane that the people that hassle me about 6.5% are the people that are struggling in the stock market. I don't get it. Profits. What would 6.5% do for you? Is that what it was? Let's say we bought it right here. 6%. What would 6% do for you? Think about it. If you had a win rate of 70, 75%, if you had risk of 2.5%, 3% maybe, and your win rate was 70, 75%, wouldn't your confidence just go through the ceiling? Wouldn't your account grow? Right here, set the trade plan up. So profits, profits, profits. Sell into strength. Is that, here, better, right there. Take profits into strength or weakness, weakness for shorts. Take profits into strength or weakness. Let's look at Rivian. I bought Rivian today. Posted it in the room, and all the members that had the app received the alert. Many members in the room here made good money on this. Now, I ended up closing 2/3 of it out at 13% profit. Now, at the end of the day, I closed the last third out. I forget. Here, I'm not in the room right now, so I don't know. But I posted in the room, whatever that percent was. It wasn't 13%. I think it was 7% now that I think about it. The last third of it for 7%. It's all about profits. So I put money in my bank today when a whole lot of people were feeling pain. Now, I didn't put as much money in my bank as some people, But I'm not worrying about other people. I'm just worrying about me. Put those profits. I had somebody hassle me today. Well, there's no sell signal there. You're right, there's not. But my account grew today. Something I've been asking all the members to do. And this is not, I'm not asking to put this in public. This is for them and them alone. I don't particularly want to know. But every morning when you get up, you write down what your portfolio is worth. Every single day. Write down what your portfolio is worth. At the end of the day, did you grow your portfolio? I don't care if it's by $1. Did you grow it? Or did you lose? I don't care again if it's by $1. If you do this and you lose 2 days in a row, be concerned. If you lose, there's 2 days right there. If you lose 3 days in a row, you need to stop what you're doing and rethink what you're doing. Rethink what you're doing. Because what you're doing is not going to work out for you too well. Because you've got a trend starting here. And you don't want that trend to continue. So what you do is if you're losing 3 days in a row, stop. Stop what you're doing. Go for a walk. Have a beer, whatever you do. Have a Coke, an iced tea, ride your bike, go for a drive, watch a movie, do something. And then come back and reevaluate your trades. What did you do? See, you could have had 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 4 days of winners. And I know this has happened to some of you in the room, because some of you, I've talked to you about it. And I'll bet this has happened to a whole lot of everybody in this room right now. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then you'll have one that wipes out. We'll give you a little bit here. Why? Because you're not following your rules. Because that should have been triggered out by a stop. It should never been allowed to go that low. Kill it. If it's not working, kill it. Stab it in the heart. Go throw it in the trash. Do away with it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Somehow I got off track, I think, there. Let's see here. Trading plan. Hey, Kevin, just put his trading plan up there. Everybody should print that out. Thank you, Kevin. My cute little plan. I do like that. Can you talk about rule number 5, taking profits? Ken, I just did that right here. I took profits today. I have no problem taking 13%, or I think the last piece of it was only 7%. I have no problem at all. I was in UVXY overnight last night. I'm out of UVXY. Why? Why am I out? Because UVXY, if the market goes down, this could very likely go higher. I could make more money. Why do I care about making more money? I don't. I care about being Julie. Every time I say this, I think of you. Why? I'm sorry, it's an inside joke in the members area. Why, what would I rather do than make money? I would rather be right. I was right. I bought some UVXY. I sold it today. I think the biggest piece I sold was 45 and maybe some percent change, 45 and a little bit percent. I'm okay with 45%. But you could have had 100%. I don't care. Take profits into strength. How do I know? At 45%, that's a ton. How do I know that we're not going to get up tomorrow, the market's going to gap up, and we pull back? So we pull back, right? I hold it. And we pull back a little bit more. I hold it. And then we start moving up. 1 day, 2 days. And what do? We pull back a day. I'm still holding it. 3 days. Oh, we finally break out. I just wasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. For what? The same amount of money that I had over here. I just wasted all those days. Total waste. What if it goes higher? Yeah, you trade that trade and then let me see if you hang on to that over here. Take profits into strength. When you have it, take it. Our job is, by the way, our job is not to pick the bottom. I got lucky. And our job is not to pick the top. So maybe we move up here. That's not my job to pick that top. I will guarantee you, I'll eat my hat. I'll make a pie hat and I'll eat my hat if this doesn't happen. So let's first of all, let's assume this. Let's assume that this UVXY actually gets up there, okay? Let's make that assumption. I will make a pie hat and I will eat it online in front of everybody if this chart doesn't pull back and give you another entry. How do I know that? Go look at the chart. That's what this chart does. This is what all charts do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. None. It happens every chart, every single time. You will get another chance for an entry. So 45%, I'm taking my money. Take profits into strength. Wheat. That wheat does look good, doesn't it? I knew someone that traded a 15-second chart. Yeah, some people do that. Yeah. I know some fast traders. Oh, there it is. Talon, 3814. That's it right there. I'll be. Huh. Nice. Anyway, what's inside there? Let me get it together and I'll send to everybody. Everybody that if you're here in this room, I know how to get it to you. But I have no problem with that. Yeah. Thanks, Talon. I appreciate that. That's nice. Thank you very much. On a 3 times leverage ETF, I would wait until T21 shows the market is oversold. A leverage 3 can rip your face off unless you can day trade it. It can, David. That is true. That is true. You've got to be careful. I don't think anyone should be trading the triples unless you actually, unless you're actually making money in the market. You know, if you're a 70% win rate trader, if your account is growing, you know what you're doing probably. So for that, it's probably okay. For somebody that is not, if they're not seeing their account growing, they take 3 steps forward and 4 steps back, it seems like, that's, yeah, you should stay away from the triples. Definitely. Let's see, we already talked about that, David. Rick, on Rivian today, what prompted you to begin selling when you did? Oh, that's easy. 2 things I want to look at. Let's start with the SPY. Right here is one good reason. the market is moving down. Okay, the market is moving down. That's one really, really good reason. Number 2 is, let's look at this right here. Let me get this. And let's just take that and come right over there. There's that resistance. You guys all know that I think resistance is just a speed bump. I really do, okay? Resistance is not something I particularly am afraid of. I'm not. What I'm afraid of is when price gets to resistance and price does something that I don't want it to do, like maybe something like this, which this candle did not do that. However, we got right up there and we put that little wick in, didn't we? I didn't want that to happen. Plus, take the market heading south, truly, honestly, I bought Rivian, but there's a certain amount of luck that goes into trading, and we got lucky that this held up. It's just one of those that held up. Some of those automakers, some of those held up well today. It was just one of those things. So just the fact we're getting up there where a speed bump, while I'm not afraid of it, a speed bump does give you reason for a rest. And that rest, we can bounce right back up, but that rest is there. It's there. So that's why I took profits. Plus, I made good money. Profit into strength. I like that, Kevin. I'm on Facebook with Kevin. I see some of his posts, and when you were posting those, that was pretty cool. I was keeping track of you. You answered it before, Reno. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. What is your process for taking profits with options? Close it. Yeah, close it. Yeah, just close it. So take Rivian. We bought Rivian. The option was up 13 some percent. I did notice that some of the other people in the room were closing it out. I saw that some people made more money in it than I did. I waited a little bit longer and then I closed it. So it was just a matter of I had 13 and some change percent. It was just a matter of closing it out. And maybe Stephen Wolf, and maybe I'm not understanding the question completely. 13% is 13%. So it was just take profits into strength on a rotten market day. That's important on a rotten market day. I want to be right. Let's see. If it doesn't also, you have so many other plays. There's always other plays out there. Always. And don't forget, it's okay to take a day off. It really is. Bird in the hand. I love that one. Let's see here. Hey, we're at the bottom. Holy cow. Okay. Let's see. I'm lazy. I take Seeking Alpha's top quadrant stocks and put them in LTA. I got to tell you, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. Kevin there, he takes Seeking Alpha's top quant stocks and put them in LTA. So you're taking a basket of what they call their top stocks, whatever, however they get there. A great idea. Put them in LTA. I think that's a super idea. And then wait for them to trigger. So while there are no scans in this one, I mean, and not to say that I won't put something in there, but maybe a 3/8 trap. So the stocks in here right now, these are the cream of the crop. I mean, absolutely cream of the crop that I have in here right now. So I want to know maybe when they hit a 3/8 trap. There you go. Simply wait for it. Wait for that setup. They'll get there. They will get there. And by the way, I could turn this around and not just looking for longs, but I can do this. I can look for shorts. So I might want this to be a pull-up, what we call a pull-up, P-U-O, pull-up opportunity. So, I mean, I don't have any scans in here, but if I did, I might put that P-U-O in here, pull-up opportunity. And when it pulls up, then it triggers on the scan. So I think you're absolutely right. Take that basket of stocks, excuse me, take that basket of stocks of, and they're a good outfit. Seeking Alpha, top notch, 2 thumbs up. If they say they're top stocks, I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to go prove them. I'll take them, put them in the watch list, and then go for it. Totally, totally think that's a great idea. Totally. All right. Wow. Thank you, everybody. I hope I answered every question. There were some terrific questions. I hope I hope I made a difference. I hope I helped. I hope there's something that you got out of this. I hope that if you're struggling, stop and take the time to just take a breath. This market right now, this is not my market. Okay, this is not what I like. I 34 years in the business trading. I had to learn the hard way that not every day is worth trading. Sometimes not every week is worth trading. Sometimes I work way too hard and actually lose money, but I've stopped doing that because I have the confidence to say, you know what, this is not my market. There is way too much drama going on today. Way too much. Let it calm down. Let it calm down. We'll get our entry whether it's short or whether it's long. We will get our entry. Thanks, Jeff. Misha, Larry, Calvin, South Bay, thank you so very much, Rob. Carol, Doug's right. Trade less, make more. Doug is right. Doug is right. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for being here, Kevin. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you, Ron. Ron, thanks for reaching out like you did. I appreciate that. Scotty, Trade Forever, thank you so very much. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope to see everybody in the trading room tomorrow. Let's get some stocks and get them going, okay? Take care, everyone. Have a great, great, great night. John, thank you for posting the $49 trial in there. Okay, thank you very much. All right, you guys take care. Thanks.